Welcome to Legend Story Vault, where the spotlight fades and the real stories begin. We dig deeper into the music, the fame, the heartbreak, and the headlines they never wanted you to hear. ABBA performing on a Dutch TV show in 1973. These early triumphs showcased the band's polish and pop sensibility, but behind the smiles lay private turmoil. For decades, ABBA was seen as Sweden's happiest pop export. But what if the greatest twists of their story came not from the stage, but from behind closed doors? In this expose-style report, we'll explore what ABBA's own members have said about the group's dark secrets, the heartbreaks, tensions, and rumors that fans have long whispered about. We'll use only verified interviews and recent reports, and we'll make clear the line between fact and fiction. ABBA's personal lives were deeply entwined. Two of the band's members were married to each other, and by 1981, both couples had split. Benny Andersson and Annie Frida Lyngstad had wed in 1978, Björn Ulvaeus and Agnetha Fältskog in 1971. By the early 1980s, both marriages were falling apart under the pressures of fame. Agnetha: "We always told the media that it was a happy divorce," which of course was a front. Obviously, we all know there are no such things as happy divorces, especially when there are children involved. Agnetha Fältskog later admitted in her autobiography that ABBA hid the pain of the breakups. In interviews, the band members acknowledged the splits candidly. Benny Andersson told the press in 1981, "Frida and I are still friends, and we are still good friends, but we are not married anymore." He and Frida even agreed to stay together for the sake of the music, after their divorce. As he said, "We discussed what was going to remain in the group in spite of all we have been through. We decided to stay together for the sake of the music," Frida added. "Now that Benny and I have broken up, we are able to work much better together. We have chosen to be completely honest with each other. After long and hard talks, we decided to go on." The pain spilled into the music. Björn's ballad, "The Winner Takes It All," 1980, was inspired by his divorce from Agnetha, a fact Agnetha confirmed years later. In 2013, she said, "Björn wrote it about us after the breakdown of our marriage. It was a mixture of what I felt and what Björn felt, but also what Benny and Frida went through." In other words, multiple band members channeled their heartbreak into hit songs. By late 1982, ABBA announced an indefinite hiatus. Their final live appearance, a TV interview, was famously tense and awkward. As The Guardian described it, ABBA's last on-air moment was 5 of the most uncomfortable minutes of music television ever broadcast, with the group sitting twitchy and oddly un-ABBA-like in late 80s clothes. Fans sensed the band's fractures. Björn: "We all of course wanted to stay friends, but, we realized this might have been the last occasion for all of us together." In fact, decades later, Björn Ulvaeus reflected that their 2024 royal ceremony might have been the last occasion the four were together in public. He even warned the fans, "ABBA may never make another public appearance together ever again." Time has marched on. Björn is nearly 80, Agnetha 74, Frida 78, and Benny 77. So many insiders doubt a true full reunion. Over the years, plenty of online exposés have spun wild theories about ABBA. Secret feuds, conspiracies, even murder. But the band's own words show it was simpler. Personal sorrow, not scandal, drove the splits. Benny Andersson has repeatedly emphasized that fame wasn't to blame, only life changes were. In fact, the much-hyped confession we're examining boils down to Benny and the others acknowledging what was obvious. 2 band marriages ended and the group put the music first. Fast forward to recent years. Against all odds, ABBA returned. In 2021, the original quartet released Voyage, their first album in 40 years. Benny and Björn had even said they never expected to make new ABBA music, but the timing felt right. Alongside the album, they launched an innovative stage show in London featuring digital avatars, a nod to new technology bridging their past and present. This comeback has itself become news. The Voyage concert was such a hit that it has been extended far beyond its original run. Originally slated to end in late 2024, it is now booked through January 2026 due to overwhelming demand. And in 2024, Sweden honored ABBA with a royal nod. All 4 members were awarded the historic Commander of the Order of Vasa by the King for outstanding contributions to music. Benny Andersson himself has been active on other musical fronts. His Benny Andersson's Orchestra, a folk pop band, released a new album, Alla kan dansa, on September 27, 2024, with Benny writing the music and Björn the lyrics. Singing on that album are Helen Sjöholm and Tommy Körberg, longtime Benny collaborators. In studio, 1996, Benny Andersson, left, with conductor Philip Brunel, right, at a Minnesota performance of Benny's musical Christina. Benny has continued writing musicals, and even on a 2024 trip to Minnesota, he reflected fondly on those projects. Meanwhile, Björn Ulvaeus is exploring new tech. In mid-2025, he revealed he's using artificial intelligence to help compose a new stage musical. As he told Euronews, it is like having another songwriter in the room with a huge reference frame. And he called AI such a great tool. Björn says he is about 3/4 of the way through this new AI-assisted project. These statements underscore that the ABBA legacy is evolving. Their creative spirit lives on, even if only 2 members are directly involved in new work. Björn: it is like having another songwriter in the room with a huge reference frame. Björn: AI is such a great tool. Through all of this, what Benny exposes is really nothing mystical, just the truth about ABBA's history, as told by the members themselves. We must be careful. Much of what's called an exposé online is sensationalized, but the verified interviews and news stories paint a consistent picture. ABBA's so-called dark secrets are really heartache and honesty. As Benny has said in various interviews, the band's bond was built on music and mutual respect. Even in the hardest times, they chose to be open with each other. As Frida put it, "We have chosen to be completely honest with each other." In fact, these are not secrets at all, but long understood facts to those who look. Fans should note, we have cited all our sources. For example, ABBA's manager never accused them of scandal. Instead, he admired their work ethic, and the band's final years were turbulent, but above board. We found no credible evidence of secret blackmail or political plots. The only enemy ABBA ever faced was the media narrative. Their Swedish homeland once mocked them as commercial pop, as one recent documentary noted. Frida: now that Benny and I have broken up, we are still good friends. We have chosen to be completely honest with each other. Benny Andersson's recent reflections on ABBA do confirm some old truths. The importance of honesty after heartbreak, and the rare fact that the band has stuck together for the music despite pain. But they don't reveal wild conspiracies or untold scandals. Rather, they show how 4 talented artists navigated fame, love, and time. In the end, the only dark secrets were simply their struggles, which they used to fuel their art. As we've seen, each quote and fact here comes from the members or reputable reports. The real story is moving. ABBA's legacy has endured through decades of changes. If there is a lesson in this exposé, it is this: legends may keep fans guessing, but sometimes the truth is just human emotion made into melody. We'll leave you with Benny's own words about the band's enduring spirit. We discussed what was going to remain in the group in spite of all we have been through. We decided to stay together for the sake of the music. In ABBA's case, the music won.